Hello, everybody, and good morning. Good morning to you. Good morning to you guys. Let me get this overlay off. All right, I got the overlay off. I got the overlay off. As you see, I am here by myself this morning because my husband is still not feeling well. So, good morning and welcome to Coffee with the Kings with King Joseph. Normally, I'm here with my husband, Chanel, also known as His Majesty, but he's not feeling the best still. If you watched Pillow Talk last night, it was just me by myself doing Pillow Talk. And hey, and I chose to go live this morning. So I didn't pre-record a show for today. I chose to go live this morning and welcome everybody to Pillow Talk. I'm so used to saying Pillow Talk. Welcome everybody to Coffee with the Kings. If this is your first time watching, please hit that subscribe button and that notification bell so that you know when we go live and when we drop a video. Pillow Talk is normally seen at 10:30 p.m. every weekday and weekend night. And Coffee with the Kings is normally seen at 11:30 or 11:45 weekday mornings between Monday and Friday. Yes, so let's get into Pillow Talk today. Today, I think I want to talk about what's his name? Damar Hamlin. He's the 24-year-old who collapsed during Monday night's football game, and the Bills and the Bengals. Um, I believe he had a heart attack on uh, I want to say court, but it's on the field. I believe he had a heart attack on the field. He went into cardiac arrest. And hey Deja, hey Erica. He went into cardiac arrest, and they had to revive him 2 times. The Bills released a statement today saying that he's good. Um, there's no neurological distress or anything like that. He's still critically ill though, and they are looking for him to make a full recovery. But when you're critical, hopefully we'll pray for him that it doesn't go any other way but up. But a lot of times, sometimes when you're in critical condition, it can go up, it can go down, it could just be all around. Hey Deja, hey Taisha. Um, it can go anyway. As y'all see, I still have my Christmas decorations up. I guess they'll be coming down soon. Yeah, but I brought him up because what I want to talk about today is basically making sure we keep ourselves in good health. A lot of times we'll think we're in good health, or a lot of times he's a football player. So he works out constantly, he's in the gym and things like that. And a lot of times we'll look at people that we think are unhealthy and they're more healthy than people that are healthy. Um, Damar was young, he's 24, he has a wife, I believe, and there's no reason why he should have had a heart attack. I mean, he's running around, he's exercising, he's doing what he's supposed to do. I believe they said his heart stopped twice. They had to revive him twice. Um, Hale Manning, I believe they had to revive him twice. Um, but that's just a lesson for all of us to make sure that we are going to the doctor, we're getting checked out, we're getting everything checked out, not just because you have a cough and go to the doctor and say, "Oh, I have a cough, fix this." And, they fix your cough. What about everything else? Only you know what's going on with you. Only you know what's going on with you. So you need to tell them what's going on with you because, it's sad that this young man had 2 heart attacks, like right there on the field. But they say he's doing great. They say he's in you know, there's no neurological damage done, and it's just going to take some time for him to recover, um, and things like that. So hopefully he will recover soon, and hopefully, he will be where he needs to be to get where he needs to go, and things of that nature. And there's other stuff I want to talk about in the news today. Well, me and Tramel were going to talk about a lot of things today. But being that he's not here, some of it I don't know what it was. So I am just more or less winging it right now. I wanted to talk about DeMar, and how we should take care of ourselves better than what we are. Just because we exercise and maybe eating right, that doesn't mean that, everything is going good, because you can have a person that's overweight that's more healthy than a person that is working out every day. Um, that's what I told somebody the other day, that just because you work out every day doesn't mean that you're healthy. It just means that you work out every day. So that's why I said that, when you go to the doctor, you should have them check you out and stuff like that, and make sure that everything is good with you. And so this is, Damar Hamlin has caused the NFL world to come to a standstill. The Buffalo the Buffalo Bills safety, who is currently in critical condition, suffered cardiac arrest during the team's face-off against the Bengals. This unprecedented incident is still sinking in for many. Fans at Paycor Stadium held their breath as they watched the 24-year-old safety receive CPR. The Bills squad surrounded Hamlin as medical treatment was administered before he was transported to the hospital. It wasn't until the Bills' statement that the football world became aware of what has occurred. As of now, a statement from Hamlin's uncle gives fans insight into the safety's condition. His uncle Dorian Glenn revealed that revealed more details about his nephew's condition. The concern for Hamlin from the NFL world is unparalleled. Setting aside everything that was once deemed a priority, the league and fans are now standing in solidarity as they await more news. Glenn stated that when Hamlin gave out, the safety had to be resuscitated not once but twice. This is a huge revelation for fans, Glenn said. His heart had went out, so they had to resuscitate him twice. They resuscitated him on the field before they brought him to the hospital, and then resuscitated him a second time when they got him to the hospital. I'm not a crier, but I've never cried so hard in my life. Just to know my nephew basically died on the field and they brought him back to life. Glenn also revealed that the safety was currently sedated. It is surreal to think of how close the NFL world came to losing a young safety. For minutes, Damar Hamlin was not breathing. This incident brings mortality of players with regard to a sport that makes them put their lives on the line every day to life, while doing what they love and entertaining the millions who watch them. These players push their bodies to the limit. Damar Hamlin's collapse left his peers weeping and holding on to each other in utter disbelief. The NFL world has not witnessed an incident of this magnitude. While the issue received global coverage, the solidarity within the NFL community sparks hope. During the darkest times, donations toward the Safeties Community Toy Drive have been pouring in. Fans have been upholding each other online with messages of hope as the football world awaits further updates. The events of the last 24 hours brought them closer together. And the impact of this incident will slowly begin to set in. The humanity we're witnessing proves at the end of the day there is more to the game than just what we perceive. So that was an article that I came across for Damar. Um, Giving you more insight into what happened. Like I said, he had two heart attacks, um, one on the field, and I guess one when he got to the hospital. And hey, Carol, and hey, Melissa. You know, football is real taxing on your body. I've always been a big guy, 6'3", 200 and something pounds, and they always wanted me to play football. But I'm like, I'm not getting out there and letting them hurt me like that. Like, I never saw the the allure in playing football. Baseball, basketball, yes. Football, no, because I've never wanted. I didn't want to get hurt. Call me what you want. I didn't want to get hurt, so I never felt the allure of playing football like some guys do. I never felt the allure of playing football like some guys do. Um, I just never did. It just never was my thing. I played baseball. I wanted to play basketball, but back in my day, there was no such thing as a shack. So, because I was tall, they wouldn't let me play because I was a bigger guy, but I could run, and that's why they in high school they really wanted me to play football because I could run and I could run fast. But I just didn't. No, I just never wanted to play football because I didn't want to get hurt. I just saw myself getting hurt, getting a broken arm, getting a broken leg, it was too much for me. I'm not even gonna lie. Football was always too much for me. But shout out to everybody that plays football because you guys are a special breed to want to get knocked down and ribs broken and things of that nature. It just has never been my thing. Um, Call me what you want, call me what you may. Football has just never really been my thing. I've never really, thought, oh, let me go play football. Now, I did play around with my friends in the projects, which was probably worse because we were on concrete as opposed to being in grass or in grass on the field. We were on concrete. And of course, all the boys would try to tackle me because I was the biggest. Um, but, you know, to play football as a profession or want to be a football player, that just never entered my mind. That just was never something that I wanted to do. Um, Sports really never was something I wanted to do. It was something I never was really into like that. Um, I don't watch it on TV. For me to watch a basketball game or football game, I have to be totally bored out of my mind or there's nothing on TV. Hey, Angela. Hey, Trisha. Or, I have to be bored out of my mind or there's nothing on the TV or Tramel doesn't even watch sports like that. So we don't run into that kind of problem with each other because neither one of us are into sports like that. But that's really a tragedy that that man caught two heart attacks in one night. Um, I couldn't even imagine, to be honest with you, how he must feel and what he's going through. I know just me having a stroke was a lot. When I did have a stroke, I didn't even know I was having a stroke um, until it got down to I really was having a stroke for a whole week and didn't know I was having a stroke because none of the symptoms, other than a headache that would not go away for 2 days, did I have until towards the end when I couldn't walk. And then when Jamel made me go to the hospital that morning, I couldn't really see, I couldn't really move. And that's when as soon as he rolled me in the emergency room, they was like, "Oh my God, this man is having a stroke," and I'm like, "Well, how do they know that?" My face didn't get twisted like they said. Um, I when I kind of thought I was having a stroke, I went in the bathroom and put my hands over my head. I was able to do that, so it never really dawned on me that I was having a stroke. Um, so I can imagine, and with a heart attack, because I'm on dialysis and I had to go get my arm, um, the way my vein healed, everything got big except like one portion of it. So I had to go and they didn't put me to sleep. And they went in my arm with like this little balloon to like open the vein. And when they did it, like I could feel it because I was up. And they just numbed my arm. And then like the anesthesiologist, like when I felt it, I was like, ow, she would hit me with some anesthesia. But I really never knew that you could feel your veins. Like I felt it. Like I was watching them do it on the television because they had like this big 80-inch TV in there so that the doctor could see what he was doing while he was in my arm and I could see it as well. And I was like, wow, this is how people know they have heart attacks because it just never dawned on me that you could feel your vein in your body expand. Like when it blew up the little balloon, I could feel the vein expand. And I'm like, must be like what it feels when someone has a heart attack. Because basically, it's the vein erupting. Um, and it's just, Trisha Trammell that's why I'm here by myself today. He's still not feeling the best. Hopefully tonight or tomorrow he'll feel better. If not, I think we're gonna have to go to the doctor to see what's actually wrong. But he was on the phone with his doctor today, so they're gonna try to get him an appointment or whatever they're doing. They're gonna try to get him in there. Um, my daughter minister had a stroke. She said she ate hot dogs and popcorn from the going to the movies, and the doctor said the salt threw her blood pressure out of control. When they finally, because the hospital that I went to, they had to send me to another hospital because they said they couldn't treat me because I was having a stroke for so long. Like, because where I live was a little small town. And they sent me to Syracuse. And when I got to Syracuse, my blood pressure was like sky high. The only reason why they really kept me in the hospital, though, was because they had to find medicine to bring my blood pressure down. Once they did that, now y'all know my problem is my blood pressure is too low. So I don't even have to take blood pressure medicine anymore. Well, I do, but that's to keep it normal because now it's too low. But thank God, no more strokes. I only had one. I still have I guess I'm going to say neuropathy from it on the right side of my body from my neck down. And then on the left side of my face because that's where I had the headache. That's where I had the stroke in the back of my cranium on the left hand side. So like the left side of my face has a neurological problem, and then the right side of my body has a neurological problem. And when I tell you, in the beginning, it was driving me crazy because I would want something cold to drink, and on the right side of my mouth, it would be cold, and on the left side of my mouth, it would be hot. It felt like somebody gave me, when you go to the dentist and get Novocaine, and when you try to drink something that that's cold, you really can't feel that it's cold. So it used to drive me crazy because I could only feel the coldness on the right side, and then on the left side, it was hot. So my thirst really wasn't quenched. So what I did was I sat there and I just kept eating ice and drinking everything cold on my left side, and I trained my mouth to get the feeling back the right way. Then I had to train my left eye to see again because my left eye was also affected by it. So for like maybe a month or two, I couldn't drive. And then when I was able to drive again, it just felt like my car was always pulling to the right And I was asking Tramel, I was like, is the car going to the right? And he was like, no. I was like, oh, it's because I can't really feel on my right side. So it always felt like my car was pulling to the right. So it's a lot that goes in. And then I couldn't get rehab because soon as I started rehab, I had 2 days of rehab and COVID started. So they closed down the rehab facility for COVID. So, it's been a lot. It's been a lot. Okay, Erica, it's been a lot. Hey, Mom, too funny. And what? Shout out to Charlotte. It's been a lot, y'all, and I'm just telling you that because I know as a person who, and I'm gonna say it, I'm not healthy at all. I was probably 280 pounds when I had the stroke. So just being unhealthy alone, I it's expected for me to have a stroke just because I was unhealthy. I wasn't eating healthy. But somebody like Damar Hamlin, who is exercising basically every day, working out every day, running on the field every day, practicing every day, you don't expect him to have a heart attack. Like, and this is the point I'm trying to make is we really need to take for 2023. And a lot of people said this year that they weren't making resolutions, but your resolution should be to take care of you. Make sure you go to the doctor. Make sure you take care of yourself. Because if someone like Demar can have a Demir or Demar, I'm sorry if I'm saying his name wrong, but if he can have a heart attack, any of us can have a heart attack. If an athlete can have a heart attack, any of us can have a heart attack. And a lot of days, for some reason, athletes are being taken out by heart attacks and strokes and things that the average person, we're getting them, but they're getting them a, a lot. And they shouldn't, according to science, according to what we're told, according to eating right and doing what's right, to be in the best health ever. And I'm using quotations because this is what is always taught that, they should not be in that range to catch stuff like that. But nowadays, it seems like the fat girls are winning because, the fat girls ain't dropping from heart attacks and stuff like that. They are, but not at the rate of a lot of these athletes and, people that, uh, not too funny. If this is your first time here, welcome. Welcome to the McRae But yes, I know who you are now because you always told us you like the way you say coffee. Yes, 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 yes. See, so everybody knew. You see what Montu Funny said. They started watching Coffee with the Kings in 2020. Me and Tramel told you we started doing Coffee with the Kings back in 2020, and we just took a hiatus, and now we're back with it. Again, Tramel is not feeling that well today, so that's why he's not here with me. Hopefully, he'll be feeling better, and tonight for Pillow Talk, he'll be available. But if not, then you guys will get me again for Pillow Talk tonight by myself. But hey, Carrie, he's still not feeling well, Carrie. That's why he wasn't with me last night, like I said, on Pillow Talk. And he's still not feeling that great this morning. He was up all night. I know, because whenever he's up, he'll wake me up, not on purpose, but just because I hear him moving around. But I was asleep. I was tired. Now, if he needed something, all he had to do was wake me up and say, babe, can you do it? And I'd have got up and did it. But on average, just the movement will wake me up, and that's how I know he's up. But no, we good. Actually, we're good. We don't need anything. We're actually good. Just pray for him that this situation goes away sooner than later. Um, he's having a reaction to a lot of it. Some of it is from dialysis. He's really getting used to it, and I try to help him as much as I can, but with a lot of things I can't help him because it's just what you go through. I've been through it myself. I know what it feels like to one day feel fine and the next day feel like, I don't want to say you're dying, but just feels like, oh my God, I just want to just lay here and just not move. So I know that, right, Erica. See, he needs to take his blood pressure medicine because he could be like Trumel, where even they may have to change his blood pressure medicine because even taking it, it still may run high. Because that's another problem Trumel has. His blood pressure stays high. And he takes his blood pressure medicine and it just stays high. And they don't know why it stays high. He doesn't eat, we don't eat a lot of salt. I'll add salt to my food because I'm the opposite. My blood pressure stays low. And if you look at us, me being the bigger one, well, some of y'all can tell just by me sitting in this chair how much weight I lost if you've been watching this for a while. So, my blood pressure stays low now and his stays high, and Tramel's not a big guy at all. And they don't know why his blood pressure is staying so high. Mine is going low to the point of, some before I got the medicine to like level it out. When I would be in dialysis, they didn't want to drain no fluid off me because my blood pressure would drop so low. And now that I've gotten the medicine, they're able to get all this fluid off me that I had from the surgery. So, yeah. Thank you, not too funny. Thank you. Yes, pray for my husband. He's going through it right now, but he's going to be all right. He is going to be all right. And the right side of his body is tense, and I'm fussing at him because he's so hard headed. Yes, I've been watching Pillow Talk, and I fall asleep early, so I miss your love. You with his arm on that pillow. He know his butt be sleep. Yes, when he be sleep talking. Yes, but as y'all know, most of the Coffee with the Kings are going to be pre-recorded. I just came live today because we couldn't pre-record because Jamel didn't feel good yesterday. So I figured, hell, I'll just go live this morning. I don't mind. I don't mind. And Erica, you need to tell your husband to do something because that's kind of how it started with me. When I had the stroke, because you guys know we lived in upstate New York, and we would go to the store, and I would get in the car, and I'd be like, Tramel, ain't it hot in the car? Because my whole right side was hot. And he'd be like, no, are you crazy? It's not hot. Because it'd be like 2 degrees outside. Not paying attention that my left side was cold. So this went on for like the whole week. Every time we got in the car, I'm like, Tramel, for real, it ain't hot in this car? Because as soon as I got in the car, like my whole right side was hot. Even to this day, if it's cold in the house, my whole right side will be hot. And if it's cold in the house, my whole right side will be, it's the opposite. Whatever it is, it's the opposite. If it's cold out, my right side is hot. If it's hot out, my right side is cold. Sometimes I think I'm cold and I'm not even cold because my left side be hot and my right side be cold. And I'm sure according to what they told me, it can go away at any given time where the feeling comes back and, what have you. It's just that my brain hasn't realized that I'm okay. And I'm like, well, how do I get my brain to realize that it's okay? So they said that's just on my brain to figure out that I'm okay. So, it's a struggle, and I don't wish this on anybody. Like, I don't understand, like, people that tell me they have had 3 and 4 and 5 strokes. My heart goes out to them because I'm like, child, 1 kicked my ass, and it wasn't even a severe one. So I couldn't even imagine when people have severe strokes what they go through and I've seen what some people have gone through or what how it has left them. And I just thank God that that wasn't me. I think, and this may sound crazy to you, but I thank God the only thing that happened to me was I couldn't see out of my left eye and I couldn't walk straight. Because when I've seen how strokes have taken other people out, like, I don't know what I would have done if that was me. And me and Tramel had only been married for 2 years, so I felt bad because I'm like, he didn't sign up for this. He didn't sign up to have to take care of me. So in my mind, I'm like, I'm getting myself together. That's why I told him I was going to be walking by my mother's birthday. And I was walking by my mother's birthday. It's still a lot of things that I have to get used to. And, Tramel always tells me this is my new normal. Because I'll be like, I want to be back to normal. And he always tells me this is my new normal now. And, it is what it is. I'm dealing with it much better now than I was in the beginning. Because in the beginning, I was just like, I was, I wasn't depressed. I felt defeated. I felt like I couldn't beat this because it wasn't going away. It wasn't getting fixed as quick as I wanted it to be. I wanted to just go back to being me and being able to just walk as quick as I did and, just do all the things that I did and not have to get up out of the chair and stand there for a second or two and catch my balance. I just wanted to get up and go. Or, but I had to realize that that just wasn't in the cards for me anymore. And Erica, I did too, to be honest. Well, you know what, to tell you the truth, if I would have known I was having a stroke, I would have got my ass up and went to the hospital. Um, it was so bad. Like if you go on Spotify or if you have a place where you like to listen to podcasts, if you listen to the podcast that we did, Love and Marriage with the Renties, I literally was having a stroke while I did that podcast and did not know I was having a stroke. Like I literally was in the middle of having a stroke while I did that podcast and did not know. Because you'll hear Tramel say Joseph might not talk a lot because he's not feeling his best. And I was having a stroke while I did that podcast and did not know I was having a stroke. So this is why I say get yourself checked out because a lot of times the warning signs, the things that are there that they say should be there might not happen to you. The only thing I know that happened to me was I had a terrible headache for 2 days. I was popping 6 and 10 and I shouldn't have did it, but I was popping like 6 and 12 Tylenols at a time because my head, in the back of my head, in the bottom part of my left side of my head, felt like somebody was just taking a sledgehammer and beating me constantly in it. And the minute that stopped, it started on a Wednesday. It lasted to Thursday. Friday morning when I woke up, it stopped. But Friday morning when I woke up is when I couldn't walk. So I was like, oh, well, I could walk, but my balance was off a little bit. And like Erica said, her husband thinks he's invincible. I felt I was invincible. I was like, it's okay. And Chanel was like, babe, why are you holding on to the wall? Why can't you walk? Why can't you stand up straight? I'm like, I don't know. I said, but I'm fine. I'm fine. And Saturday came saying, no, lies. Friday I was fine. There was nothing wrong with me on Friday except feeling cold when I went outside. Saturday is when the being off balance started, and he told me, well, tomorrow meaning Sunday. That Sunday, if you can't walk, because it was right after New Year's, it was 2020, right after New Year's. He said, if you can't walk, we're going to the hospital. And when I woke up Sunday morning, it was worse. Like I couldn't walk. I couldn't go to get to the bathroom without literally holding on to the way my room was set up. I had to hold on to the bed, and I could make it to the doorway. I had to hold on to the doorway. Then I had to lean on the wall because I couldn't feel my right side. So it was like I didn't pay any real attention, but I couldn't feel my right side. That's why I was stumbling. And I made it to the bathroom. I had to hold on to the wall. And by the time I came back into the room, Jamel saw me and he was like, "We're going to the hospital." And I said, "Okay." Because what he didn't know was I couldn't see, I couldn't really move. I told him, I don't know how he's getting me out of the house. Because at that point, I was like, honestly, about 280 pounds. So I didn't know how my little husband was going to get me out of the house. To this day, I forgot how we did it, but the way we did it was like, I told Tramel just to go in front of me and I was going to hold on to the railing just to make sure that I didn't fall. And he went in front of me and he was holding on to the railing and I'm holding on to him in the railing. I didn't fall. And my hard headed ass got outside in snow and ice. He told me to wait for him to bring the car into the driveway. My ass come walking around the garage and he's like, "What the hell are you doing?" I'm like, I didn't feel like waiting. I stumbled my ass around to the garage because the garage was on the left hand side. So because I couldn't balance on my right, I leaned on the garage and went into the garage that way. He helped me into the car. And like when we got to the hospital, he was like, "Come on." I said, "Terrell, I can't walk." I said, "You got to get a wheelchair." And when he wheeled me in there, as soon as they saw me, they said, "Oh my God, this man is having a stroke." They just took me to the back. Terrell didn't know where I was for a long time, and it was a mess. It was a mess. Hey, mom. Yeah, it was a mess. It was a mess. It was a mess. Yes, Carrie, I am blessed. I've seen other people who have straight, like Tremel was always, "Papa, you are blessed. You are blessed. You don't know how blessed you are." I mean, because I've seen people in my family have had strokes, but they're like me. They just move a little slower and there's no real change. But then I saw someone who had a stroke and I was just sitting there gagging at like, I was like, "Oh my God." I was like, "A stroke can do that to you?" Like, I had no idea that a stroke could mess you up the way this person was messed up. And I felt, oh God, my heart poured out to them. The way their hand was, it was like completely bent all the way. Like they literally could take their five fingers and wrap them around their forearm because their wrist was bent completely in. And I was like freaking out in my mind. I was like, "Oh my God, this could have happened to me. Oh my God, this could have happened to me." And sometimes you need to see how blessed you really are. Because if you don't really know the severity of something, until you really see it, you then realize how blessed you are. Sorry, you guys. Just knowing that, Chumel had told me that I could have been, worse off than I was. Just him saying it was, what it was. But to see it was a whole nother thing. Sometimes I'm a person, I need to see things. Like, I don't know why, for me, you can tell me something, but I need to see it. Like, when it comes to even like death. I knew my mother was gone. I knew my mother had passed away, but it became real for me when I saw her in that coffin. I don't know why I'm a person like that. I have to see things to, I'm not going to say believe them because I believe them, but for it to be real to me, I have to see it. And when I saw this lady like that, oh God, my heart just broke for her. Hey, Hattie, good morning. My heart just broke for her. So, guys, again, like I said, Jameer Hamlin, keep him in your prayers, the football player. Because again, I'm sure not in his wildest dreams did he ever think he would have two heart attacks and almost be dead twice. They had to revive him twice. Again, I'm talking about him because I want you all to realize that no matter how healthy you are, you still need to go to the doctor. No matter how good you feel, you need to go to the doctor. You really need to go to the doctor and get yourself checked out. Um, Constantly, at least once a year, and do a checkup and make sure you're okay. And, it's for your own benefit because you just always want to be okay because you never know. But with that being said, guys, this is the end of Coffee with the Kings today. It's the third episode. Please come back tomorrow for another episode of Coffee with the Kings. And don't forget to come back tonight at 10:30 for Pillow Talk. We do Pillow Talk every single day at 10:30 p.m. And we do Coffee with the Kings every day, Monday through Friday at between 11 and 11:45. So with that being said, please follow us on all social media outlets. You know what they are. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, hit that subscribe button and hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. Also, if you want to become a member of the McRae King's Kingdom, hit that join button. If you don't see it, the link is in the description box. And also, check out the McRae King's boutique for everything McRae King's and our Dare to Be Different brand. And also, you can have coffee with the Kings with our face on your mug. I didn't have no coffee today because I had coffee early today. Y'all know normally I'm here with my coffee drinking, but I had coffee early today. Um, and because I woke up early to take care of Tramel, and I just had some coffee early today, and I didn't want any more. I didn't want to be wired. But always remember to walk in love, peace, sunshine, and happiness, all those great and wonderful things. And if nobody tells you they love you tonight, know that me and Tramel love you, and there is absolutely nothing you can do about it. Always walk in love, peace, sunshine, and happiness, all those great and wonderful things. And always remember that it's Team McRae all damn day. Y'all enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you tonight at 10:30 for Pillow Talk. Peace.